Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Amber Betts.
Hey there, I'm Amber Betts with the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver, and today we're excited to be here with Blaine of ADOBO Restaurant and Food Truck and MoonRise Garden Bar. Hey Blaine, thanks for being here today.
Hey Amber, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so you have a lot going on. Tell us about ADOBO and MoonRise and all of your businesses and what you guys offer.
So ADOBO Restaurant and Bar, located at Speer and Federal, started from the food truck, ADOBO Food Truck. We ran around all over the state, winning Top Taco in 2018, Best Food Truck in 2019. During COVID, we came up with all sorts of ways to stay in business and eventually opened our brick and mortar here. And we won Best New Bar. Very honored with that, and top 100 restaurants. So it's been a wild ride. My passion for food trucks, I just have a lot of energy, and I'm an entrepreneur. And so we started a food truck park in Wheat Ridge, downtown Wheat Ridge, 38th and Pierce, and have had a very busy year this year.
Awesome. I love that. So tell the listeners, Blaine, you mentioned the food trucks, but tell us more about your background story and your history.
My background is in finance, investments. I went to New Mexico State University and studied finance, graduating. I think I had a minor in banking and accounting, and went to go work for Vanguard, the investment company in Arizona. While I was in college, I worked on the school's endowment fund, managing the energy sector, and competed nationally in a financial modeling competition. It was a collegiate competition, and we took 5th place, and that was incredible for me from a small state school. Same senior year, I also entered an Iron Chef cooking competition, and we won that too. So I was really pulled. I had this passion for cooking, but investments, a steady job, something to make my mom proud is always the goal. So yeah. I took a job with Vanguard, and one day I'd worked there for a year and a half, 2 years, and was doing really well. But one day I was riding my motorcycle to work, and a oncoming driver turned left to flip a Yui and didn't see me coming. They didn't have their glasses on, and so I hit them head on, bounced off of their car, and flew some 40 feet down the road. I woke up a couple days later in the hospital, and for that time period, I had lost my memory and was just waking up and asking who I was, what happened, and it's a pretty sad state.
Yikes.
Sorry. That song is actually the song that rang in the hospital, and I just picked up my phone and answered it, and my friends and family were like, Blaine, is it you? And I'm just really fortunate. But so I could not really keep continuing. That job is really high pressure. I was making 50 to 300 calls a day and wholesaling a $50,000 minimum investment, accredited investor only, long-term, non-liquid product. So my territories were like Jersey, PA, really tough parts of the country. And so I raised $126 million in my last year, and worked really hard, but I was just as unhappy as I could be. I remember watching a window washer come down, and I just landed a ticket that would make my year, and I distinctly remember wanting to be him, wanting to be doing something fun outside. I was just not happy, and So during that time, had some other things going on and just transitionary period in my life. And so I decided to cash out my 401k and start a food truck.
Wow.
That was a pretty scary experience, but I had experience in the food and beverage industry before. And I watched my mom start a business in high school, and she won National Businesswoman of the Year award the year I graduated. So, I have big shoes to fill, and, I want to honor her. And so I really like being an entrepreneur, and I found that food truck is either going to be a food truck gig or fly fishing. I had a fly fishing boat, and so thank God I didn't do the fly fishing. But with the help of one of my hometown best friends, we found a truck. Unfortunately, ran into the famous Larry Perez, who's now banned from making food trucks. He kept my money, dangled me along, sold my truck to a guy in Nebraska for over a year. And I had to go visit his shop every day, demand money, demand a truck. Started paying his workers to just work on the truck that I thought was going to be mine. And he ended up selling it to a guy in Nebraska for $20K more. So it was really hard to get into food trucks. And so whenever I eventually cornered him and got a truck out of him, got a title out of him, got it registered in my name, got it licensed and everything. We hit the streets July 1st, 2017. And from there, I was free to my own, how hard I wanted to work, what ideas I wanted to do, how I wanted to market the business. And it was terrifying. I think we sold 5 meals on our first day out. But, I know 3 to 4 of those 5 people who I've just met over the years who've come back. So that's how we got started. And from there, we won Top Taco 2018, Best Traditional Taco, Best Food Truck by Westward Magazine 2019, and a slew of other awards since. During 2020, there was a Ugly Brothers film production was working on a show for Netflix, and I'd never done anything like this before, but, COVID pretty much is either Tiger King, work on the computer, or, these guys. So they seemed, I went through several calls and they seemed pretty normal. And so they ended up coming out during COVID, filming Fresh, Fried, and Crispy, or our segment anyway. And that came out the following year. And we got to tell our story about my brain injury, my grandmother's lumpia, my Filipino culture, my mom's inspiration, and so some of that. And it's been a really, really, fortunate thing for us over the years, because Netflix is, lasts, and people keep watching it, keep coming out. And I get contacted from chefs in England and people all over the world who just watch it and they want to learn about green chili, or, people in the Philippines who are just saying, this is awesome. And it's been a really cool experience.
That's amazing. I love that. So, Blaine, tell the listeners, obviously you've won these awards. Your food's obviously amazing, but what else sets you apart from competition? Obviously, there are lots of options where we are. So why do they keep coming back?
I think our food is very unique. It's obviously very good. That's one thing that's helped me through the years. And I was terrified of doing this, but I love food first and foremost. And so I think that's where we cook from is it's got to be really good. And the extra effort is always worth it to make it good. What separates us, I started log fire smoking a lot of our meats. When I first started, I started on a green egg. That was just my personal, and was smoking 3 butts every day, 4 days a week, and grew into another smoker. And so logwood smoking is the hardest way to do it. And quite often we're either taking the hard route, cooking from scratch, wood firing our proteins, or using every scrap to ferment or make the product more, culturally authentic or unique, or just respective to the limited resources, that go into it. But Filipino food, there's a Filipino pop-up, Paborito. Definitely check them out. I've heard great things. The hottest new Filipino chef in the country is coming to Rhino, Magna Cane, so that's going to be coming soon. But right now, I don't know if Chow Sun is back up out in Aurora, but there's not a lot of other Filipino restaurants.
Okay.
So a lot of Filipinos are coming from all over the metro area to find our chicken adobo, pancit lumpia, ube ice cream, and pork belly, just the staples in the culture. And then New Mexican food. There's a lot of Mexican food and Colorado green chili, but New Mexicans want New Mexican style food, and we try to give it to them as much as we can. So those unique, distinct flavors, but also I think I've been running around this town for, 7 years, just yelling lumpia, breakfast burritos, green chili out the window. And we've fed a lot of people and met a lot of people and got to serve, a lot of special events. So
yeah.
We'll have a lot of brides and grooms, or just, wedding couples that come in year after year after year and just want to celebrate with us, because that food brings them back. And, that's what we're in the business to do. If I could take the truck anywhere, or a wedding, be a part of a special day, that's what we're out there to do. So I couldn't really tell you, but we love every single person, that supports us, comes in and checks us out.
Love it. All right, Blaine, tell us any news, specials, updates, anything kind of happening at the moment.
MoonRise Garden Bar, we're going to be launching a new schedule of awesome events, movie nights, kids nights, a bunch of different cool things that are happening. So stay tuned over there. Adobo, we have a new winter menu coming pretty soon, but get in here and check out our Taco Tuesday. It's really getting a lot of buzz. People are loving it. $2-3 tacos. We won best wing deal in Denver on our Wednesday, 75-cent wings all day. Friday, Saturday, pre-gaming. A lot of folks are going to concerts, to Bronco games, different things. We have a shot beer taco combo Friday and Saturday, and you really are not going to find a better deal than that in Denver. All day Sunday, we have the same wing special, 75-cent wings, and just in time for football season. So the food truck is available for weddings, any special events, 2025 bookings. Finally, if you like barbecue, we did also open a barbecue restaurant owed to my late mother, Gayle's Texas Barbecue, down in McGregor Square. We just won Best Bite at Denver Barbecue Fest with our Encarnacion sandwich. And it's inspired by the Nacho Libre movie and its song Encarnacion. So
Awesome.
it's a fun meal. And if you're ever downtown, definitely check us out at McGregor Square.
Awesome. And I'm sure, Blaine, with all this stuff you have going on, different restaurants, trucks, all that, I'm sure you stay super busy. But what do you do outside of work? What are we doing for fun?
Oh, man. I try to stay healthy. I try to check in, spend time with friends, family. I just jetted down to go see my grandmother in El Paso. And, it's the limited time spending with the quality moments with special people and, trying to stay healthy.
Yeah. Awesome, Blaine. Well, that kind of wraps it up. Tell the listeners, all the ways to reach you. The locations, say those again, websites, socials, that kind of stuff.
Definitely. So Adobo Food Truck, ADOBO Restaurant and Bar. Those are both at adobodenver.com. You can find our social media handles there. MoonRise Garden Bar and Food Trucks. I'm sorry, I'll step back. The restaurant is located at 3109 Federal Boulevard, right here on the West Highlands, Speer and Federal. MoonRise Garden Bar is out in Wheat Ridge, downtown Wheat Ridge. 6875 West 38th Avenue. And our website is moonrisegardenbar.com. Both locations, you can make reservations on OpenTable from our website. And then if you're interested in barbecue, GaylesTexasBarbecue.com. If you have any interest in working with food trucks, we have an event production company and we serve all the largest entities in town. That's happybellyproductions.com. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for having us.
Awesome. Thanks, Blaine. And thanks to the listeners out there. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com or call 720-295-9588.